Welcome back, everyone, to the Drink and Drum podcast, the podcast with all the vibes. I am one of three hosts. My name is Timon Nicholas, aka Mr. Terrible.
Signing in, Jaron Tomlinson, the young sheller, aka Pineapple Badman in the building. Wagwan.
And it's your boy, Everon Williams, aka Big Easy. You don't know Wagwan.
This is the unapologetic podcast with really good intentions. The socials, them located at the bottom of this podcast right there. So make sure you hit us up and tell us what going on.
This one particular young lady said that she wanted to have 2 kids. So I said, so are you going to have a husband? And she said, no. And I said, please tell me why you would choose in the 8th grade to have a goal of having 2 kids and not be married. She said, because if I'm married to him, I can't collect child support. And then she said, why should I marry a man that I have kids by? He might have issues or something. He might be on drugs. And I said, well, if he's too bad to be your husband, do you really think he's going to make a better father?
This is one of them things that I've been trying to figure out why nobody paying more attention to, and it's the kids and them growing up, because they're friggin' sponges. Parents might try to put on a facade to go out in public and to mingle with people in society, right? But they can't hide this shit from the kids 24/7. And even when they try to hide it, the kids still see, the kids still observe, the kids still pick up certain information about their family. Oh, that's the type of person my father is, or my mother is, or my sister is, or my auntie is. So she's saying she asked these 8-year-old kids, what they want to do with themselves when they grow up and so on. One girl says, she literally want to be a single mother, have 2 kids, because all she wants is child support. And the other one just she don't want to get married because her baby daddy gonna be a good for nothing. So in her head,
man don't know good.
Man no good.
That is all her mother speaks about.
And that's all she must have probably seen. She hears she mother and she friends talk about, and they just shitting on men. And in my head, I'm just... Go ahead.
This has been an issue for me, personally, because I've been watching these new mothers these days, and not that it wasn't existing when I was growing up, but it's more prominent now, where you see that the children are directly involved in all of this chaotic mess that be going on between the 2 parents, and it just, as you said, children are sponges, and these early years are when they learn the most.
Yeah.
You know, so it's kind of messed up, because I don't like to see how parents involve children in big people
Conversation, especially.
And topics,
it really irks my spirit. Children supposed to be children.
Yeah, I know, because I remember they had this little preschool graduation, and this mother threw braids in her daughter here, put some makeup on her face and here, some eyelashes and so, and put out some fingernails. I'm like, okay, I understand you want to doll up your daughter and stuff and make her feel like a whatever, but she too young for all of this still. Why you want to introduce her to this? Why you want to spruce her up? Why you can't just let her be natural?
And you see, and that them the kind of morals that they teach them, and as she's gonna grow up, she's gonna think that putting on makeup and nails and fake hair are gonna make she look beautiful.
And then she got insecure problems that gonna start
Yeah,
insecurities.
she not had a self-worth. She don't have any of those. She not gonna be herself.
Cause today I was just messaging Khalid. I was going off on a voice note, and I'm just since the pandemic, I know a lot of people been homeschooling their kids and stuff, right? And I was how easy it is for you to go and just get the curriculum of a school and then just stay home and teach your kids, right? And a lot of people are always homeschooling probably not gonna be the best for your child, because how they supposed to socialize? And I'm how they supposed to socialize? Tell them outside, meet new people, neighbors, friends. I'm not gonna keep them locked up in a dungeon, right? And I do get it. It definitely might hamper their growth social wise, or maybe not, because then every child is different, so you can't treat them all the same. But
it's still very important for children to be around other children, especially coming up.
Definitely.
No, they need to learn how to be kids.
True, that's definitely the takeaway. We need to keep the kids' innocence intact until.
But even if right now, right, kids, even if they go school and hang around other kids. Kids still not being kids. Because
Because
what?
that's because of what
Right.
they're exposed to at home.
That is true. But exactly so, nevertheless, if you had a home, then till now be kids. You send them to school, they till now be kids. So the stem is really way. Home, right?
Yeah, that's what they say everything starts at home no.
Right. You know what I mean? 'Cause if you have a child, right now, when picking cry, the mother or the father, well, me never see the father do it. But the mother does just a bram. Tablet, phone.
Bro,
Then
that
you
irks
realize,
my soul.
your boy, then you realize after a while, boy, the child want for your phone too much. So you go get it for you one tablet.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Bro, I
mean?
see all the time. Like I will see people say like, "Oh, look at all these mothers putting their child in front of the screen. When me have them picnic, then they not get in front of the screen, and then they had them picnic. You know what happen? Ah, this baby I just need to go do some work. Need to get things done. Put them in front of the TV. Get them a tablet. And you see this baby navigate to the tablet like if it been alive longer than me. You know? And you try to
Right.
figure out like why these babies coming out knowing how to use technology, but they've been watching from time they come out the womb.
Exactly.
Me check. That's the type of shit like I really can't like stand. That people think is easy, and they quick to say like judge other parents and say like this tactic that you're using I'll never do. And then when they're in the situation, they fall so quickly, become just like the parents that they say they're not gonna become. And it's like if they say, man, this is too tough for me to go beyond and do the extra work. Let me just take the easy route and just push my kid in a corner so they can just figure their shit out. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if you can just go and get the curriculum right and homeschool your child, if your outcome right of homeschool is good, and you're branching, you say, all right, I'll tutor the neighbors' kids. Can you start a school from that? Like you have like 3 kids, your kids, and then you get 6, and then 9, then you get 20. Can you build a school from that as the
Yeah.
year go
I
on?
mean, technically you could.
Yeah.
You could, but I don't think that's allowed.
But
No.
why?
Because everything is regulated because everything is about making money. And if you could just do that, then more people would, and then everyone would. And then you see the problem.
But what if you're having a private homeschooling session that your neighbors just want to?
Homeschooling only goes for your children alone,
Yeah, it's like one of those.
Okay, what if it's homeschooling slash tutoring, and they said
But
the kids
hold
can
on.
get
No,
tutoring
but
from out?
if you're gonna tutor, you have to be a licensed tutor. So you can't just
Since
say you're
when?
gonna tutor.
You're
Actually,
you're
I don't think so.
Yeah, you have
no.
if you have to be a licensed tutor.
No, I
Hello.
think it's the
Hello.
other way around. It's like if you don't have a
You
school, you have to be like,
you actually tell me.
but if you're tutoring, that's different.
Back in the day, when you just go so and so after class, it was fine because the teachers, most of them, they were already
Mm.
certified teachers. But you can't just jump up and say you're going to go and teach children without any certification within the educational field to teach children.
Because isn't tutoring just it's like help? I'm not necessarily teaching you as a tutor. It's more so I know how to help you do what it is you're struggling with. So I'm just assisting. But at the end of the day, you're not gaining no accreditation. You're not getting nothing on your transcript from what I'm doing. I'm just trying to help you as a person in the ways that you're struggling.
Mm.
So I don't know. I feel like just logic. I don't know for sure the whole license thing, but I don't see why I would need a license to help niggas, if you feel me. But like, if I was teaching for you to actually, put on an official document that's yours and it's like all that stuff, I could see that. That makes sense. But I don't-
As Future said, evil world we live in.
But nah, I still come back down to those kids though, bro. Because I feel like they're neglecting young kids too much, and they're leaving them to TV to raise them. Like I'm not gonna say they don't have.
You see the problem about this, right? Is that the majority of these homes with kids are single parent households. So
And follow up.
it takes two. So that if you have a home with a mother home with 4 kids, she has other stuff and her personal time that she wants to deal with. So, and the quickest way to get out of the rough, we come in front of that.
Yeah, okay, but the thing is now, where did our parents find the time and why can't modern parents find the time? Let's say it's just a healthy home, you know? Mother and father and newborn child. Where does the time go? Because the only difference really is, let me see, is the technology, the time that we spend on technology, and what else new that our parents didn't have?
You see, back then it took a village to raise a child. You know, everybody can, take care of the children that you have. But now everybody don't tell my children nothing. Don't say nothing to my child.
No, okay, but before we leave the house and go into the community for help, right? Just
Mhm.
inside the house itself,
Mhm.
why parents today don't compare to those back then? Because if it all
It's,
starts at the home, before you go out and get your help or get your support,
mhm.
how is it that they can't find the time to really just talk to this child and show this? Because, like, again, children are sponge and they learn their first set of body language, facial structures, tones, how you talk, and all of that. So I'm like,
Personally, I think that a lot of these parents are different because how they grew up, they might feel like they grew up too rough or this and that. So they're trying to stray away from the old norm of raising children, and they kind of making things up as they go. So the children come out totally different.
I
okay.
think it's more of like a whole different set of circumstances that we live in. Because like see, you started off saying that a lot of these homes are single parent.
Hmm.
That literally means that it's one person providing all the care, not just like nurturing and all that stuff, but also financially supporting and all that stuff. For like
But
we're in a situation where it used to be two.
Two person,
Yeah,
yeah.
check. So now, obviously, whereas with two people in
You
the
can get some
older
time and
setting, there
energy.
was time. Yeah, there was more resources
Okay,
available to
okay.
dedicate to said child. But literally, when I work in two jobs, I have a side hustle on top of the two jobs I work in. The hours I work, there's already not enough hours in a day. You check.
what?
You people that have one job be struggling to make time for regular shit. You check, and you talking about child, and I still have to work two jobs and still try to make ends meet. That in itself is a whole thing. And then you're still a person, right? So you still have to deal with everything else in life be putting people through. Stress. You check. So like
But who to blame in that situation?
you can't blame nobody.
Okay,
It
not
is
to
what it
throw
is.
around blame, but I
Yeah, it
know.
just is what it is.
Okay, yeah,
You check.
it's life, and I shouldn't say blame, but
Mm.
the responsibility. I feel like was something because like today we have options, her body, her choice type shit. My thing is when I hear somebody say, "Oh man, bills hard, work hard, just life hard. I'm gonna get me a puppy," because
Mhm.
that gonna be easier on your life.
No, it's just something that it's like for some people, the equivalent of having a puppy is going to the bar and spending your hard-earned money on a drink
Yeah,
and an
I wouldn't even
overpriced.
do that.
Yeah, that's you.
Yeah, that's me. But still. But I mean, like, they're already struggling financially, and they thought
Mm.
getting this puppy, now spending extra money on puppy food, send this to the vet,
Nah.
doing all kind of stuff. That's another expense that you just brought into the picture.
Nah, I see you looking at it logically. The way they see it is, yo, all this money, I'm already stressed. Like the fact that I don't have money is my stress, right? I'm working so hard to have money, and all the money I'm making is literally going into things that are like, rents, shit like that, right? So out of all this work I'm doing, I'm literally getting no enjoyment out of it. So even though I don't have it, frig that, I deserve some kind of relief. So I'm going to spend
So these
money on
people
that
don't.
thing. I'm gonna have that dog so that when I come home, I can just sit down and I can pet that dog and just breathe off and just have
Well,
that company, It's like,
I was probably thinking like how you're describing it, right? Until I realized that my dog, his name is Kong, right?
His name is Kong.
Kong, 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 Kong.
Oh, Kong.
Kong,
Mhm.
Kong, Kong.
Yeah,
Okay.
K-O-N-G, right?
Oh,
Kong is this big fucking black dog, right?
Yeah.
That every month I have to spend $140 to buy food. Farm they are sometime I run around the house, something diggy. So I end up I can't find what you need for. I have to carry a vet, I have to
Vet.
spend nearly 100 and something for dollars for one tablet. Then every 6 months I have to spend another what $60 now. I think the tablet gone up to now for flea and ticks. Get it proper shampoo, cause the last time I used regular 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 shampoo for my dog, and then when I realize the hair start nyam off his skin.
Can't tell you. No, you see,
Mm,
Khalid,
mm,
you are processing all of this as a logical man. You check.
right,
And as a
right.
fellow logical man, I can agree that it don't make sense. You check. However, I am aware that a lot of people don't think the way we think.
That's every
Or they're
Canadian with a
able to,
dog.
but that's not just the basically the whole dog thing. Even though I have to do this and sacrifice more, just having this dog makes me not want to drink bleach a little less when I get home after a day of work.
So is it that everybody just lonely?
Bro, we're social beings. We're literally social beings. So it's like, bro, that's why they say solitary confinement in prison is one of the cruelest things you could do to a person.
Mm.
Just because of who and what we are as humans, full stop. Don't have to do nothing with your personality. If you like people, just being a human being, putting you somebody in solitary confinement is inhumane. One of the worst things you can do to somebody.
The reason being why in the beginning according to the Bible that women was created.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, would have mad if man Adam would be he would have swing on him
We
giant
nobody else would have if he never come.
Check.
but maybe he just put my man and man just don't like man so so I tell you you I know it's like I'll be some man crab it's like I just live life as some man crab.
But okay, but moving the whole poppy thing, right? When a woman decide she gonna go through with this baby, you know, man kind of funny still not, because I know a bunch of men that tell this woman like, yeah, I wanna have this baby, and then the baby born is like, nah, it's too much work, and then they dip, and I'm just like, man, you know, you waited too long to bail, and now this one, now this woman have to go take care of this baby by herself, and you would think that she'll stop at one baby or so, and she have like 4, 5, 6, and you're like, so
For
what's
the
going on?
same man.
Maybe not for the same man.
But no auntie got it.
She don't want to top down.
See man partner
I
plenty
tell
them want to come down and that's why I know and I'm gonna say this who Bex can dead women are not logical beings.
But it's true.
That's fact. They're not logical beings. They act on
It's the
feeling,
truth.
and feelings don't follow no guideline. Because me and you can go through the exact same situation, and the way I feel about it is different from the way you feel about it, even though it was the same set of circumstances. You check? So from that, we can't agree on nothing because how it translates to me is not how it translates to you. So what were we talking about in the first place? You know, and that's women, bro. That's why. That's why everything is the way it is.
You see the thing that you just mentioned as well, Timon, about the man dip. The man probably don't give you so much red flags even way before they
Yeah,
have decided
the
to
boy
have
say,
the
"Yo,
baby.
me and I'm the man for this, you know." But she is saying, "No,
And
I
no,
feel this." And
yes,
yeah, encourage him. And he goes, he's probably not a bad person. And he
the
trying not.
keyword, the keyword feel.
Yeah,
Their whole thesis is based off of strictly emotions and nothing else.
it's her because I don't understand. Because logically speaking, you deal with this brother man, right? You know that half of the time y'all spend together, you all spend it beefing with each other. You check? You know all the shortcomings this nigga has. You know the relationships, how all of his past relationships played out, and you see that yo, this nigga ain't shit. But you feel
She want
that
to fix
you
it.
name something special, and you gonna make
Felix,
this man into the man of your
she
dream.
want, she feels she named Felix. I'm gonna fix it.
You know, you check. You feel, you feel that all these flags you seeing are just temporary because you're worth the change. You check, and because you feel that, no, you act on that feeling, and you say, yeah, me go breed for this man, and you do it once, and this is where this is where the auntie and girl context come in. You do it once, right, and you realize, damn, that one kid didn't make this nigga become, the man I
Wasn't
wanted.
enough. Let's get
So
four.
let me try 3 more times. and the crazy part about it, bro, especially is like you hear these women talk and cuss them baby father and say, oh, he ain't shit, and then you see them big and pregnant again for the same shit.
man.
Or a man just
And
like
then
him.
what you want me to tell a person like that at the end of the day? You want am I even supposed to look your way when you walk by?
Right? Can I even, you can't say nothing to them, and you, like, and the thing that baffles me now is they will try to push their head in your direction, like,
Yeah, I'm like, yo,
why?
you are evil woman. You sick. You check that don't make no sense. But here's what it must make sense because this is not a one-off case. This is quite common, and that's the part about it. So as much as they're not logical and all them things, it's like I think that's a general, like, we could just say that's something that we just have to take as fact and say these people just exist and we just have to know how to deal with them.
Yeah, like, okay, for a woman who gets pregnant, have her first child and everything, and she's doing whatever she can for this child, I get it. You know, sometimes life just push in this direction, you know, and you take it. And I know some women, they just say like, okay, this baby wasn't really planned, and it kind of throw like a wrench in their plans and their growth and their development. And some of them,
Hey,
they really can't recover, and they use this baby as an excuse to stay where they are, right?
That's crazy. A whole life.
A
hey,
whole life,
hey,
right?
let me call bullshit on this whole situation,
All
right?
right, talk.
Because a lot of these, well, especially today,
Mm.
a lot of these young women today that are single mothers, they grew up in single parent households. And why they know how they grew up, and why the hell would they put themselves
Mm-hmm.
directly back in a situation
What I
to
saying
become
too, because you know better than anybody else.
But
You are
nothing
the
real?
product of that.
they don't know,
You
but
It,
they
check?
know.
it's like all I'm so proud to be single. I've never seen such.
Yeah.
Okay, you want me to tell you what I think when I hear that? It's like I know what it's like to have a bad dog, but I don't know what it's like to have a good dog. So in my head, I don't want a bad dog,
But
but I still kind of want a
I
dog.
don't know how to pick a good one because I don't know what to
But
look
I
for.
don't know how. Yes, I don't know how to pick a good dog.
Okay, so is that why? Okay, so with that, because of that, you say they deserve a pass when good men come into their lives and they kick them to the curb and they still gravitate to the same ancient niggas that gonna put them in the same ancient situation that they were trying to run from in the first place. Is that like a pass for them?
I give
Or
them a
like,
pass the first 2 times.
okay.
But you have to figure out that there's a pattern here, woman. Fix your shit. Like if the thing is, once you can identify that there's a problem, it's easy to fix. But if you
Well,
never,
not if you're a woman. Unfortunately, boss. Bro, and that's the other thing, bro. I don't get it because you would sit down with a woman in a situation, right? It might be her first time, it might not be, right? And you know how I talk to people. I don't tell you what to do. I listen to what you're saying, and then I make you tell me what you should do based on the information you're giving me. That's how I go about it. So at the end of it, I didn't tell you to, if you do anything, it's not I didn't tell you to do nothing. It's you decided with me listening that this was what you should do based on what you want, based on what you're dealing with, all the things. You outlined a plan for yourself. So this was your doing. I was just here to facilitate it.
imagine
Right?
this, the girl say, yeah, and for some reason he just cheated on me, and I want to do just kill you know here ever. Go ahead, talk it truth.
No, it's true. I don't mean I can tell you everything. I would tell you personally, I wouldn't go that route, but it's you. You check. But like I said, even then, right, where I get in the right answers from these women as to what they should do, what they should be doing. No, you don't want this for yourself. So what you're going to do? I'm going to distance myself. I'm going to reduce contact. I'm trying to do and they give me all the right answers. And I say, all right, you sound good. I'm gonna check back with you in a week. You come back in a week and then back in the same old bullshit that they were complaining and crying to you about in the very first place, still in the same situation that they already have all the answers and the solutions to get out of.
Me think them just want to just chat now because
I don't know,
I've,
but
I've,
no, because
I've
things
been,
that genuinely hurt them. You check things that
no,
genuinely
no,
shop
but
about.
you see, me have a believe a chat in the subject because I've been around women that their man cheat on them back to back, back to back. You know, me show them good vibes and then me say, yo, why are you still there? You know what I mean?
What?
They may get
Ask them,
things. They may get things.
Like
boss.
why I them tell me how this and that and he this and he that.
A woman, bro, you get treated the way you
It
allow yourself to
seems
be.
like you enjoy this trauma. So
Yeah,
listen, like,
Bro, so
okay,
is there anything as good trauma?
huh?
I don't.
Trauma is trauma. That
Yeah, what I'm saying, right? Trauma is trauma. Is how you process it determines whether the okay. I think okay, yeah. Trauma is trauma. I don't want to say it's good or bad. Trauma is just trauma,
Okay.
right? I think what matters about it, it's what you choose to do with it. Because in life, you're gonna wake up every day, and every day you're awake and you're alive and you're breathing, something that happen, right? And that's something might translate to trauma. You can't stop things from happening. Life gonna do what life gonna do. You check.
Hmm.
My thing is, what will determine whether it's good or bad is what you choose to do with it. So if for my grandmother dead because hospital decide for mess around, you check. I can know that's traumatic, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
trauma that happened. I didn't do nothing to contribute to it. I couldn't mind my business and I was still been in the same situation. You check. I can decide in my head, well, I want because this happened to me, I don't want to see it happen to nobody else. So I'm going to go run for politics so I can try and do something that in my head would contribute to a better outcome. You check? Or I can say, them people wicked, them people deserve for dead. I am going to murder them all. You check? I can go that route. Same situation, it's just how I chose to process it and how it whatever. In the first case, yeah, that trauma was good because now I'm motivated to do great, and now I'm doing greater things. A lot less people are suffering because of the greatness that came out of this trauma. Whereas now I have a lot of people wanting to kill me and my family because I took from them. Like I took a negative turn and negativity just building and building, building. Now it's a bad outcome. So I don't think trauma is good or bad. I think trauma is just trauma. Is what you do with it, or how it translates and how you manage it is the important part. Right.
Okay. Hmm. I'm still trying to figure out, like, okay, with these women, right, with these kids that use the kids as excuses for where they are in life, right? And so, like, yeah, I want to do all these things for myself, but I have to take care of this kid, and this kid is everything. When they go out, because at this point, they're just like, they're giving up on attaining their goals. So it's
Mm-hmm.
just, I'm just trying to exist and have a lot of sex and still enjoy my younger years until I can't really do it no more, right?
Mm-hmm.
My thing is, why isn't abortion on the table? Because more kids just means more stress, and you can't rely on family and the community like you used to back in the day. So you're just creating a bigger problem for you to not take care of yourself. My thing is,
But
why they don't lean to that more?
because, like we said, logic is not the driving force behind a woman and her decisions. Because a man will go, yeah, I definitely cannot financially sustain a child at this point. Daddy need to go outside. No. You check?
Delete.
Delete.
Outside, backspace, whatever you need to do, that need to happen. That's men, right? Women know, as far as they concerned, bro, they murdering a child that is theirs, that would have been their future, that would have, when they grow old, this would have been somebody that would have take care of them. This is the person that's going to produce their grandkids. They thinking that deep. You check? So I don't want to say it's because we're not as in like linked. We're not the one doing dashing and all that stuff. I feel like we're disconnected in a sense. So I want to say I'm gonna give them that though. So because I can't say I know what that feels like, or will I ever know what it
Mm,
feels like? Because I mean,
mm,
obviously, if you no, because here I say no, if I am if I'm looking forward to the child, right, and then she
mm,
tries, then that's different because then I've already accepted that this is something that I want, and
mm-hmm.
the whole getting rid of it was something done against my will. It's like it's. I feel like that's the same type of concept as I'm waiting to have this baby, but she has a miscarriage. That's
Okay,
different
hold on.
because I've
Yeah,
already
but a
accepted
lot
it.
of guys like to, do
Hold on.
behave the same way just so girls can still think that they're a nice guy up
But
until the
hold
Yeah,
on.
point where
because
they
you
just
do what
did.
you do. If me have a dance to eat and a dance, I'm gonna dance. What am I gonna do? Not eat?
Stick a,
Taklam.
a stick a pin in that for a minute, right?
Okay.
A child takes about what, 8 weeks before it becomes a fetus,
Listening.
8 weeks or something like that. And let's say you find out. I'm kind of going off a base of what everyone was saying.
Yeah.
You find out say she's pregnant. Yeah, don't have talk about your future and blah blah blah. This child has not even started to develop it. You just have the some like, okay, you've been fertilized.
Yeah.
Hello.
In other terms, you build a house, but you just had the found you just dig the stake and them in. You
From
tie
the
up.
time you plant the seed and she womb open up and you feel your body head a kiss from the some inside
Hi.
and you release the water in there,
Tell
you
them.
know you breathe them.
Tell them.
You know you breed them. So, you know, supposed to tomorrow, me get up, go by the morning after. Cause you have 48 hours, right?
Bible say, plan B.
Okay, tomorrow come, you know, get for go. You work late, Seco Pharmacy shut down. You have
Not
another
see, no.
24
No,
hours.
no,
Hey,
see,
hey,
go
hey,
from
let me tell you
that's the
something,
job.
right? The one over by our townhouse, ours open 24/7.
Alright.
Don't get this up.
You still
Timely.
have another 24 hours if you miss your first 24 hours, right? For she protect
You hear
the
everyone?
morning after.
20 over by
Right?
townhouse, mega store, the pharmacy over there,
Yeah.
ours open. So get your
Good
shit
price.
going, bruv.
It's a good price.
And $60
Good price.
for them.
$20.
20.
$25.
25.
That's
That's
crazy.
20 them on the charge the last time.
Huh?
20 them on the charge the last time, man.
You know, I'll
20.
go to US, go buy, I'll go to US, go buy
Bro,
them
I
something.
bought one
You know what
over
I'm saying?
here. It was for 45 or something.
You wanna know 40 something Canadian?
Yeah, Canadian dog for Plan
Yeah,
B.
man, they want to pick me up in Canada. That's the point.
Me go Vegas, go buy one day Vegas, right? And $57 me pay for
Yeah,
that in US. No.
boss. Money.
When me go New York, and me buy one day New York rice. $70 me have to pay for that.
Like,
You
what am I try to
want.
do? What am I try to do?
No, then no man will pay them price. You check. Literally, I have
Okay,
to
hold on,
to
hold on,
save
hold on,
money.
hold on,
Yeah,
hold
for
on,
good.
hold on. Hold on, one
Oh yeah,
second.
finish it. Yeah.
I want to take this time for hear up my brother Keenan. It's been a while.
Yo, what's up, what's up?
I'm good, my brother.
Yeah, that's cool, guys.
Nevertheless, no, you still have time. So there's no way you go tell me, boy, me know she pregnant. Me know, no.
Yeah,
You
I
check
never
that
got
shit.
that because I know you know what you did. You did what you did.
Right.
Why are you surprised at the outcome when you was adding 5 + 5? Why are you confused that the answer is 10 right now?
Okay, fine.
Exactly.
Y'all miss y'all 2 days span, right? But still, y'all have time in between before y'all can get the next still push up in Chipoki and develop
Yeah.
everything.
And worst comes to worst, there's always stairs.
Yeah,
Not,
me
Well,
no know
not
that. That
even
sounds
that.
about too that
Hey,
too
I
much.
want some growing up,
don't
right?
give,
Me
don't give,
always hear them say, one hot Guinness do the trick,
ever now push no
right?
girl down no stairs.
Me, who said me up?
Remember,
No, sorry. Me?
Ever now
remember,
push no girl down no
I'm not
stairs.
gonna be here. I'm gonna be on a business trip when this accident
True.
happen.
No, but you see, you still have time in between before it fully develops into okay, all right, this is a living, breathing child, you
right?
know.
But hear me,
So
right?
yeah, y'all have
Listen,
you have just about 7 weeks to decide. Okay, what I will do, I will pursue our dreams, and then think about kids later on in life. Or yeah, I will just say, okay, this undeveloped fetus here is going to take care of me while I'm old. Let's keep it and keep myself poor. Let's do it.
He had for choice something when you don't give my backstory, you know.
You
This
wanna? See?
this is gonna be a lawyer pilot.
You wanna? Me tell you, along them lines, I think you don't get a
No,
dream
but
about.
but but nobody you want the lies. Okay, me not have the money, so how am I gonna send them to liar school?
Listen,
How am I gonna send them a
I don't
private
believe
school?
in
If me
Jesus
not have the money?
Christ. Have faith.
You check.
yo,
You know
but
what
The
I
hear me,
Lord
mean?
say once you pay your tithe and offerings,
you
He
don't
will
take me a
pour
big
it out. Oh.
You
all
know,
I you say this right now to all I know at this age now. All I mother's gonna come take care of me, right? So when the time come,
Yeah, no,
just let me know. Yes, sir.
that
listen
is
here,
for
right? I broke me broke
age
now.
have nothing to do with it. You check.
No, no,
It
no, no,
literally
no.
has to do with where you are in life and a
Me
lot
know
of
that.
matter. Yeah, me 30.
But
Me
me see,
30 and have
if
nothing.
both me know any are you manly, right? Yeah, girl get pregnant. Me expect all of you for able if the plan B don't work, yeah, check me expect y'all for able to take care of pick me.
Pana, a whole alphabet,
Hold
and me
on,
go
hold
stop
on.
at E.
You check. What about Plan C?
He sound like a my boy over there and breed some and he stuck with one. I want him a big
That's
boss.
all.
Me not stuck with nothing dog, you check. But me still
Come
say
here.
no.
Me don't know how much I can attest no or protest and say no. Me don't the hot Guinness.
That's on the work as well.
That don't work,
I,
man.
I,
It don't
yeah.
work. It don't
Me
work.
tell
It don't work.
me don't know if it work or not. Me say, hey,
It don't work.
take the Guinness, throw me in the microwave, The girl tell me
Rasul.
Hey, I didn't know it had to be that hot. I thought it was room temperature.
That's tea
The
dog.
girl-
That man, Guinness tea.
That's him in the fucking tea dog.
Yeah, dog. The girl heat him up. She tell me, boy, she never see Guinness. See nothing boil over so quick yet. You know what I mean?
I say, I gotta drink poison. Nah, Keenan, but I feel like you wanted to say something else earlier.
But me forget what me to say. Me really forget about that.
No, you see, the thing is, you have to be more logical about the whole situation. You know the situation that you grew up, especially if you grew up in a single parent house. So why in the world, if you have a choice to choose
Yeah,
between
that's right.
opting out from that shit and doing better, why the hell would you jump right back into sin,
Bro.
regardless
Because
of
as everyone been saying, dog, women just don't think logically.
No,
and
but
I
you
just
see,
can't wrap my brain around it.
sometimes it's not just the women alone to blame, because the man
No, let's do it too, you check. But I would more
to blame as well.
reason this with a man, and we agree on the same thing, then take it to a woman and say, yeah, this is what it is. You check. This man card, saying man do this, man more responsible for this, or man like this, or a woman like this.
Mm-hmm.
It's never one size fits all, obviously. We're gonna talk about all man, all woman. You check. It's just that more commonly you can find this amongst men versus amongst women. So just for the listeners that are gonna listen to this and are ready, be ready to take off man's head. Y'all heard me later. All right.
No, another thing.
Y'all heard me too.
I remember putting down some seed, and it just always amazed me that the woman know when a time for the man. But sir, you catch me, right?
No.
What kind of magician? Wizard you be?
What is?
No, not only that she know.
What kind of wizard you be fucking?
She know when me come now. They love for lock the foot and pull you in closer.
Hey, just let it happen,
Hey,
dog.
you sound like you have some money, man, Khalid. You have
No,
some money,
okay.
Khalid.
Let it just
you know
let
it
it
be,
happen,
boss?
Khalid.
Khalid, you know it be? Khalid.
Yeah,
Many things you know, right? But me know. When me start to feel like this shit can happen in the next 15 to 20 strokes, right? I know. I believe my
The
facial
boss said,
expression
the boss
start
not
to
a
shift.
minister, the boss is strokes. You gotta count them
No
strokes,
strokes,
bro.
nah. You have to count them. One
Wherever I feel it, everyone start grab up the legs and say, not you, bitch, not you.
Yeah, you check. You check. Gotta protect this one. I know. I believe this signs, especially facial ones, because typically, as far as serious face, you check.
The man get more intense, alright.
You check.
I almost near the finish line.
You know what part of your face talk the most? Your
Eyebrows.
Your eyebrows talk the most. Your face could have serious now, but once the eyebrows start to lose a little tension, she don't know what going on. It's like woman pay attention to details, so they will forever see shit like that.
Like all the fucking lights.
So that's the whole shit.
Make sure you put your hand in your face and read some braille.
Yo,
you back that head there.
Floss, your stroke game start to slow down when you come close to that.
Yeah.
not
That's
all
true.
the time. Not all the time.
No. If you full speed, that enough. You.
What? Your boy, you ever see dog choke? How are the fuck it are?
No, but you need to go up and watch them people's story with them dog like woman on Facebook right now.
It's funny, all of us saw it.
Yeah.
I saw it.
When the dog about for this empty inside the shit slow down.
Well, here we're talking. Right? Me don't want to talk about our fucking sexual experiences, but me not nothing to fucking hide, right? Me talk about my life.
Hey, we're not trying to get personal on here, I don't want to tell you all about my sexual
Anyways, it's not like if we don't want to talk about it. It just never came up yet. So go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Well, here we know. One time, right? Go and pick up and thing, and go to the spot, and you know what I mean. We put in some work, you know what I mean, hashing our backers. So now really much that sometimes, you know about that, but when a time for me come, for me bud head swell up.
Okay, big dog.
To me, she feel the extra girth inside, you know what I mean? So
She said, who opened the umbrella?
She can feel that no, you know that she have
No, yeah. Yeah,
walls
much
and
nerve
all that
endings
stuff.
down there.
Mhm.
She can
Okay.
feel
But
all
if you
that
push
stuff
a
enough.
newspaper down there, I bet you she can read them through.
Nevertheless, right? Me had Mahashina Backers, you catch me? Mahashina Backers, and after a while, my feel the boy start rumble, you catch me? So now the boy starts rumble, me realize 1 foot pan ground and 1 foot behind my back, right?
How?
So, what was
So she can feel as you say. Well,
Plus, your breathing switch up and all. You check. That's the next thing that has happened. Your breathing switch up.
You know, I also realized, dog, a lot of women don't pay attention to themselves or to men during sex now. Because, like you said, some of them know and they can feel a difference, I can see a difference. But a lot of women don't know that men breathe in. Like, the other day, a girl was asking, like, why, you fuck with your mouth open? I'm just like, bitch, directly pressure. She's like, what that mean? So, trying to keep my breathing, right. So, what the fuck? You check? So it's like certain things that they be curious about and they just brush it off as like not important and stuff. I'm like, no, everything I do, it means something. It's for a purpose. So you see me slow down, it's because
you
I
need
can
more
feel it,
exercise.
and maybe it's that. It could be. you know? And I'm just like, there's so many things that you do, so much body language that's being said that nobody just reading or paying attention to. And I'm just like, why? It's like, my friend was just telling me that she realized nowadays that she getting like a lot more orgasms, and she finding out that she can get there faster during sex now. And I'm just like, oh, see,
So it's something that can change over time. So it's not you're stuck with it.
That's a mental game.
and it's like once you like she's saying like she because she's doing it more, she's getting it more often. She kind of knows how to like get on the dick, no matter the dick
Yeah.
it is, and get it right.
Kind of make it
It's just
work
a
for her. Make whatever
it's
she
Yes,
just a
working with work for
it's
her.
just a mental game.
not just a mental
I'm
game.
thinking that no, but I feel like it's biological too. Like it's physical.
My thing is, a lot of women don't explore themselves to try to get to know. A lot of girls say, I can't. Climax is just not a thing that I ever done or can do. I'm like, well, you can do it if you never done it. Just because it never happened. I told her, no. If a man was beaten off, right, and he didn't know he was supposed to come, this man would probably just beat his meat and then go home afterwards with the dick still hard, right? But it's only because we knew that there was something afterwards, It's why we didn't stop.
Yeah, there's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
Yeah, it's why we didn't stop. So
At
if
12 time you go now.
so if a man knew that there's something at the end of the rainbow, you think this nigga gonna stop? Nah, this man gonna go until he get what he came for, and that's coming. You check? So I tell her.
I realize it's crazy.
So I tell her like, if I never watched porn when I was younger, I would never knew about ejaculation, and I'd probably just go into sex just thinking, whatever happens, happens, right? But it's only because I know the
Just
first
touch
time, the first time I swear when I was like, masturbate or whatever, man just in the shower going, nothing happened. I pissed. I'm like, that's what's supposed to happen. I'm supposed to piss. That wasn't it.
Yeah.
You check? So man's have to come back again to figure out like what really going on, and then really put his back into it. Man's he getting his first muscles because he working on his right arm, And then I realized
Well, I'm tense.
and that's when I realized like, oh, okay, this is it. This is heaven basically, until you find vagina. But still, that was the goal.
Yeah.
So I told her no.
Because that's great.
I was telling her like, if a man knew that was supposed to come, a man would not stop. He would blister up his dick, getting to that outcome.
No, for real. Because it's like, but okay, and I don't know why it is, because I'm like, yo, when women tell me they don't, I'm like, fam, we are the basic beings. All we really require now is some thoughts and friction.
Friction.
You check? And all our dreams coming true on those thoughts and that friction. You check? So why is it you, who I know, because I believe it's for fact, women, what they experience during sex versus what we experience, I feel like if we were to change like receptors and stuff, we would just overload. We'd have seizures. I can't process what them they go through, because just like nerve endings alone that they have versus us, you check, is a whole different dimension of shit for them. You check?
Yeah,
And I'm saying, walking around with that.
But
and
it's,
you telling me you ain't trying that nothing down there. You're not curious. Like you don't, bro. It just don't make sense.
it just don't make no sense. It just boggles my brain thinking about it. Because my
Like-
thing is not women have the audacity, right, to tell a man you need to know what you're fucking doing.
And
So
they
you
didn't
can
even
get
know what they did.
and they don't even know what they're fucking doing. So like, oh, you have to get me here. I'm like, bitch, do you even know how to get you
You
there
know
without
to get
toys? Some of them rely heavily on toys to get them there, and I'm just like,
You check.
how-
Toys
how-
that do
Desensitized.
for them.
The
Not even
desensitized
you have to
shit.
manually use. You check. All you have to do is hold it in place.
and
And I'm
I'm
like,
just,
yo, what's the problem?
yeah, and I'm just like, it's one thing to be like, okay, let me go experiment and figure it out, because like once you know, and you can only get better at it. So my thing is, and just like how my friend was saying that she just realized that like she's getting it more frequently and she's not figuring out how to get it whenever she have sex. I'm just like, yo, that's actually pretty cool for you, because now you're just up, like you can now enjoy it and know that there's nothing else that you have to think about. Okay, I have to rely on this guy to get you there. You can get there yourself, and the two of you can just enjoy it in the moment. Before then, she probably was saying like, "Oh, don't stop, cause I feel it." And if that man ever so stop, like he inched to the left a little, he gone. That feeling gone for her.
Yeah, God. And I'm like, yo, that's kind of messed up. But then, and that's what puts a lot of niggas in stress too. And I'm like, yeah, I understand why
Yeah,
you would feel like, yeah.
Cause
a
the
lot.
man in here putting in his work, right, enjoying himself, and you tell him, I soon did. So now the man's like, all right, focus gone, cause now he focusing on something totally different. You check, and now you already tell him, don't stop cause you're close, and he's thinking, all
Yeah,
right,
check.
this is just the final stretch. Now I hear Khalid extra quiet, cause I feel like he don't have no kind of problem at all. Come talk to me, King.
I'm not saying it's a problem per se. But I feel like who we deal with, he never run into that.
Khalid put them down.
Yeah, dog, you know what I mean? Me just go all out, you know what I mean? Long as we know the girl clean and everything straight. Me tell you, me put in the work. Eh?
And so my feel is supposed to be an age, because for me, it's like I run into different, like I'm now able to like say, yeah, this one is different from this one in the sense that what me work over here, nah go work
Now
over
go work
this.
here.
None
Right.
at all. You check? Even something as simple as on backers, bro.
Mhm.
I put somebody in the backers like a while back, and I know what I'm used to when I have somebody in the backers. You check? So I doing what has always worked with everyone I've ever been with. You check? And daddy, my girl just couldn't. And I was like, I don't know what
What to do.
is. You check?
I was like, where I go from here?
Huh? Yeah, where do I go from here? Because like
It's my
I already
thing.
know the formula, and the formula has been giving me the answers in every situation except this. What now?
Boy,
You check?
I
And I'm
met,
like, yeah, this is where I have to say,
yeah.
okay, it's clearly not me. You check? If we're doing statistics, you the odd one out. You check? So it's like I don't know. It's like it's hard to say yeah. It's like I can't put it on to say yeah. Khalid never had a problem there. No, he just never run into that problem. You
Right.
check that?
Well-
Never land per your doorstep.
But I ended up one time I deal with a thing a while back, and
Yesterday.
me just we just realized, yo, this like me accustomed forget my the backers, you catch me, and stinking, you know what I mean? Stinking my fingers and so forth. But then when I realize when I get the arc and me say, yo, relax and free up. But then she just now get the arc. Then
So
me
the
do
boy pull out the big guns and start thump she back.
The boy iron up that spine, the boy.
You know what I mean? And
Mince it up.
the thing is, me hit on, I say, you know what? I go work with what she got. Me hit on, you know what I mean? She come, you know what I mean, and everything, and then I say, okay, I'm gonna switch to the missionary now. But then when I switch to the missionary now, she not me flexible enough. So the legs and then couldn't stretch too far back as to me when they get, you catch me. So I still end up again half of those work with what me get, you know what I mean, and just make everything, you know what I mean, go smooth and everything. But to me personally, me just go with the flow, you know what I mean?
We find that old lady.
Your boy, me tell you, boy.
Khalid, right?
Yeah.
Me deal with this catty, right? And me want for just make you for educational purposes, me want to ship on you so she can hat up for your head how she hat up for my head.
What? Yes, sure.
This Kathy
Everyone.
required if you for deal with
Everyone.
daddy boss. No,
Mm.
no, you see, me you the say for daddy. You check because this
Mm.
Kathy boss,
Mm.
I come to the boss. She don't tell me, oh, well, this whole sex thing is not just about penetration. It's about it's sensual and kissing up and da da da. Boss,
Mm.
left to this gal boss, you will
Mm.
spend 25% of the time sending seed and
Italian?
the
Mm.
rest time possibly. And the, and the rest time just kissing up all kind of elbow, kissing up back, kissing up and like all kind of
Well,
jam with that.
everyone, for me, tongue go way up in the largest intestine.
And all that. When me say,
So,
okay, well, a kiss up you want, let me get it. And she say,
mm.
down there is not the only part. And I mean, part of
Yeah, that's only
it
too much
just
work now, because now you have to do body work.
exactly. So
You have to
I
do
me
Yeah,
say,
body
to
work.
okay,
hold
today
you,
I say,
man.
I
To
said, no,
hold
this
you.
is a job for two. You check, bring one hungry belly catty for come take care of the mouth work and let me just do what me have to do because I not
Mm.
really trying to sign up for all that. You check, but just to say, that woman really coming different with different
Yeah,
programs.
true, true. That is true. That is true.
Then come with
That is
different programming all together and for no reason. This is just what it be. You check. But well, I'm back about it.
You wonder.
Oh, he drop out, man.
true. Jump out.
Me say Khalid drop out. No, Keenan, another one drop out.
Besides that, no, women be interesting. Oh, you got a phone call, you say. They be
They were.
interesting, but I feel like they don't really. There's so much to address with women. I love them, no, but so much to address.
Yeah, dog.
Boy, me tell you. Love them no, but then
Yeah,
just.
Jesus Christ. That's why, like, even though as much as you would abandon your partner them and say, yo, me go check this catty. In the same way that you would have daddy, at the same say, yeah, freak shit tonight. You go and partner them. Come me need a break. It's like,
I feel
Let
like
me tell you.
I can't even find no female for you tonight to tell like a jump in the conversation and give us like an insight. The whole thing today was just trying to figure out like, home structure and stuff. Actually, anyways, everyone had anything you wanted to talk about or mention? Or not?
not when you put me on the spot like that.
Okay, we'll save it for
Uh,
later then.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
Well,
save
I
it.
didn't have anything. No, but like, yeah, it will come out if it was there.
Yeah.
This year's one.
Okay. So we already figure out like, kids nowadays be weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, because at first I played like a little video from Instagram when the teacher asked some little girls in her classroom, how their life looking when they're adults, and one girl was saying that she wanna have kids, and the teacher's like, really, you in 8th grade and want kids? She's like, yeah, so I can get child support. And then the other one was just like, yeah, she don't want to get married because her baby daddy probably gonna be shit. Trash. And the teacher was just like, but why would you choose a trash man to give you babies but not a good man to be a husband, right? So I'm just like, all these kids just learning some shit from their parents and then just walking with that information like if it's gospel, and the parents don't know the kind of damage that they're doing. And then we start talking about like, family structure and why these women can't just have one kid out of like, this wasn't the ideal situation. I have a kid, but why they go back for seconds, thirds, and fourths and stuff? Like, why they not learning? Why they keep going back for the same men? So I feel like now that we already talk about the women and we tap into some sex to make these babies, right? Where do we go from here in terms of like trying to understand like the dynamics of like relationships? Because like if you understand women and you understand women coming from, you kind of figure out like why things would work and why things wouldn't. Because like today,
No,
everybody
boy.
arguing about the red pill, green pill. Like women want rich, successful men, and men want women to be in the kitchen, and everybody just want to be independent and have a lot of sex and a lot of cheating, but nobody really want to give in to that, sacrifice and whatever.
Boy, it's just you said something like if you said something, you said we know where women are coming from.
Okay.
That's only half of this. That's half of it. We know where they're coming from. What we don't know is where they're going because they don't even know where they're going. You check, and that's the problem right there. It's like because, like you said, you can say okay, because like I said, with logic, right? You're taking past information, all the details that already exist out there based on things that have already happened, and you making sense out of what you're looking at. They can say, okay, I kind of get why she would do, but then like even though you have that piece of information, you're like, okay, well, it only makes sense that this is what would happen next. Boof, monkey wrench. then gal is off to the next. And you're just like, how the hell are we even here right now? And now that whole new switch up is just a new piece of information that just makes you conclude that, yo, we really don't know what the fuck really going on.
Okay, so is it that women need to be a little bit more rooted in their ventures in life? Because like if you ask a woman, and this is me just talking from a naive, uneducated point of view on women, right? If you ask a man like, okay, what you trying to do with your life, right? He kind of be like, I'm just trying to make some money so I can get a house, to get me a car, to get this position at work, to elevate and probably open my own business if I can, to probably work on my project, you know, a little car or something, and to have a family, to, you know, have a house and to do all these things. And this is where I see myself, right? This big picture. And all they doing is working to build that money to put into these things. Like if you look sharp, they probably spend a little bit of money on some alcohol or some women, you know, and they spend some money on some clothing to look good for some women, and they do a little bit with their money for some women, but then the bulk of their money go into that big dream, that big stuff. If you ask a woman like the same thing, she might say, yeah, I want to be like a doctor or whatever, and the only thing she really doing to that is studying. But what else?
Not only that, yo, some of them you ask them, yo, what your plans for the future? And sometimes they look at them blank.
So,
Like they never think so far ahead.
so is it like a fault, like they don't have an anchor to their destination, so they just lost at sea, just trying to figure out how to get across the horizon?
I
Yeah.
feel like we are meant for each other because where we lack is where they're strong, and where they lack, where vice versa, vice versa.
I totally understand that. Like when they say like women, they're just trying to find a man that have good things, like have a lot. I can't blame them because in nature, the man out here peacocking and the woman get to choose. Right? We all
Yeah,
animals at the end of the day.
basically.
So if as you know the human animal, we out here just trying to we just trying to provide. Like a lot of people say, like, oh, these gender roles and these things that they men are prison to, like responsibilities and what's the other word that they use when men say that it's their job, their obligation to provide for a woman. And other women are like, we don't need you to provide for us, right? My thing is, they say they want a good looking man that's loyal, that makes 6 figures. Them mans didn't even say 5 figures, the dog. Like the average Joe, they say 6. You know how much money I have to make a month time for make 6 figures?
Yo,
You know how much you have to get paid in for get 6 figures?
Yo,
Nigga. It's like nobody doing the math at all.
That's what I was saying. And then even if for that to be what everybody wants, you realize women outnumber men. So it's like
So then the woman get half a share.
if they all be wanting that, they already setting up themselves for failure, is what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
5 women to 1 6 figure.
and he only allowed for her one.
And he only allowed for one because then a
Crazy.
bex.
Crazy.
We want
Because you see, the thing is now, woman, you will be okay. I get in a relationship, right? And you're the one that I provide and everything. But because like things are move like a slow, they feel like okay, our time up. When I need you,
That's
know,
no, that's
okay, I'm
good.
gonna,
That's good. No, that's safe
you
now.
know.
Them things supposed to happen because no, it's supposed to happen
Mhm.
because that's how you know this wasn't the one.
Right.
Because that's not how life go. Life now is up. So if you see things and it's not up and you want for cut, then you need to cut
Right.
early. Like,
Yeah.
good.
Shouldn't cut
It's like,
earlier.
Ego born you. Yeah, ego born, Ego born, Same way, But at the end of the day, you can look back when I'm gonna say, yeah, she clearly not gonna be the one because you know as a man how the thing really go. You check? Them they have some unrealistic expectations of the world, and I don't know if that's just them being shielded because they grew up like they were raised softer than us. Because men, like how were we raised? Oh, we have to be providers, or you have to be a man. So you
Yeah,
can't, you
but
can't.
Boy,
They
the thing
don't get
is-
the type of you have to be strong because they don't get that talk.
Okay,
They don't
but-
get that kind of prep.
Let's jump back in the home for a second, right? Your parents raising a daughter and a son, right? And the mother's helping. They're both leading as examples to let their children, like all the things that we don't remember to tell you, we're showing you by our actions. So you're getting a comprehensive class right now. You're getting the technical and you're getting the practical. You're seeing this whole shit, right? The mother would tell her daughter, like, listen, you're gonna have to like learn how to do your laundry, learn how to cook. And you have to be good at this shit, cause like when a man come across, we're not trying to tell you to put your pussy on the table as something to bring him in. I hope boy you have some nice skills. This man can see that you know how to take care of a home, and that's just gonna bring in his like his future parental urges to you. Like, when I have kids, she can take care of the kids. It's not to take care of the husband. It's like she's good to be a mother. You know what I mean? So she can cook well, and that's good for the family. You know, she can clean. She can have all kind of, you know what I mean? And the father now is now, the mother's still telling the son the same thing now, because she doesn't want him to have to now depend on a woman and just be a slave to that woman. So he have to also learn these skills. Not me though, because, you know. Anyways, so the mother's telling him, like, you need to be independent because you don't want to have a woman just dictating everything for you. You can't do nothing for yourself. So also right. And the father now is now telling his kid, like, listen, you can't just go around the place crying and do whatever. You have to be a man, you know, be tough. Like, save these things for later in private. Like, time and place for everything. Whatever you do, do it to the best of your abilities. You know, do stuff and make sure that you can support and make whoever proud. You're carrying the last name. You have a whole generation that came before you that been doing it right. Lead the charge, and, you know, and be a man, right? So you have your parents teaching you these fundamentals, but then a woman would say, why they don't see what your parents teaching your brother, because he seemed to get away with more things than she does.
Yeah. And then just so what they measuring.
He get to go out
Compare.
and stay out late after curfew. He get to go hang out on the street with the boys. He get to farm all the fool and get to be loud and fraudulent. No, your parents tell him not to be loud, be seen and not heard. He still get his licks, but you don't really care about that, because you see him still having his fun, but you're more on a tighter leash, and they don't understand that he go out there and he could die, you know, but you could get raped, kidnapped, and murdered. A whole bunch of stuff. The chance of that happening to him still high, but the odds of him getting out is also high.
Yeah, because boy, it's tough. It's real tough.
It's real tough.
It's real tough. And that's why I try and tell people, bro, you have to understand, even though we are one and the same, we are completely different.
It's just the world.
Well, it's not my fault. So that's how it works. You check? It's not my fault. And if I'm to raise you like a man, that's gonna be problematic, because you go out here really.
It could be very problematic.
You know, like then niggas gonna look at you like, nigga, what the fuck? You know, like, and you see, like, women that grew up with a bunch of brothers and whatever. Yeah, they grew up with, you know, like, more masculine taste and whatever. But at the same time, I feel like there's still some level of, no, there definitely is, because no big brother go look at his little sister as a brother. She go look up at them and think, yeah, I feel like one of them, so I am one of them. But they go always look at her as the liquor butterfly.
Or something, yeah. Because at the end of the day, even if she older, younger, I still gotta protect this girl.
You check, and that's what it is. You check. So as much as they think, so I just don't know. Like, I don't wrong anybody for the way they turn out,
or the way how they see things.
Yeah, they see things off rip. I only wrong them after they realize that, the way I see things is problematic, and then they still don't want to do anything about it. Because you have to come to that conclusion. You have to come to that point where you're like, okay, yeah, this clearly is a problem. I need to do better. It's when people are at that stage and they choose not to do better, that's when my judgment comes and say, yeah, you are a mother son. But before that, no, you're not. I can't blame you for anything before that point. You know?
Right.
That's right. So the whole thing is, right, that these what was going with this now? Okay, so it's like, we know that they're now getting trained, their parents teaching them all these things, right? And then you'll go out into society and a woman is now thinking, okay, I want to do these things, I want to be independent, right?
Yeah.
But I want to also be happy, because, like, at the end of the day, we are going to suffer from loneliness. Even if we have, like, a close friends or close circle and we have that social life, you still need that intimate part of things. So you're going to try to gravitate to finding somebody that you can spend the rest of your life with, right? And if a woman is looking for her best options and she's like, okay, personality, looks, she's now looking at the scale to, where do I have to work the most in life? Because I can't focus on getting it and also getting the happiness. So I have to, it's like, it can't be balanced out that way, or everything gonna take longer to attain, you know what I mean? So it's like, if the man have more money, that means we get to do more things, and we might potentially have more time together to do things and get things that I want. So I could be happy when it comes to getting things that I want. If I now have to start out with somebody who can give me time, but he's not making as much money, and I can still get the attention that you want, but you now have to still put in your part. Your 50% is literally detrimental if you don't give it. And her 50% to his 6-figure, it don't really mean nothing. You know, you're giving what you can. He's still handling everything.
Oh, it's still good. It's like even if you were giving none, we'll still be okay.
We'll still be okay. So
and
she's
that's what I feel like too. I feel like that's another problem with women too, because then they don't like to feel like they're not contributing. But at the same time, if you make them be the one, well, it depends. That really depends on the woman, because a lot of them do feel like, okay, here's what I'm saying, right? And that's why a lot of women be getting offended.
You can't just generalize it because they're so fucking different.
Because the ones that we're talking about that ain't shit, I don't, they say empty barrel make the most nice. Them are the same ones that would pick up and make argument. But those women that really not beyond that shit are the quiet ones. You never even hearing their 2 cents.
Like, bro, before you lose your thought, I want to say something. I was telling Khalid this the other day. It's like we're in a classroom again, because the popular girls be making the most noise, and the quiet girls listening to those popular girls and saying, "Oh, so that's how the other side is. Let's just come correct and follow them." So when the popular girls saying, "I want a man like this," and all these men are like that, the other girls are just like, "Yeah, they're probably right, because they know they have to know."
Yeah, they clearly know.
So we better come correct, so that way we don't fall into the same tropes as they did, and we get to save ourselves, but they just do the same shit. But good.
Because I feel like, in the same sense, right, how it works with that, I don't think guys look up to other guys. Like, I don't feel like guys look up to other guys who are assholes.
Facts.
But women look up to other women who are clearly bitches.
Which don't make no fucking sense.
It don't make no sense.
No sense.
Guys end up being assholes when they were like, yeah, I'm not going to be an asshole, and they try to be a good nigga, and then that woman make him into an evil man. It's like, she didn't make him. Circumstances puts him in a position to feel pain, and he chose the dark route because of the pain that she puts him through. You check? And then he end up being like the asshole nigga. He didn't strive to be it off the bat. I feel like we end up there.
Yeah.
They actively say, I want that one. That's them. You check?
No, I know what you mean, bro. Because like the other day I was talking to somebody, and this girl was saying like, yeah, she tried to be what's the word that they fucking use? A challenge, you know? Like, it's supposed to come easy.
Right, girl. Yeah. Our number one thing is to be comfortable. That's why a man will literally do all the work he has to do, because he knows once he's done, he can sit down and do nothing. The whole part of working, the part about working that makes us work is knowing that once the work is done,
we get to relax.
And you want to be problematic.
Now when you come home to a woman, that peace.
You should go home to be to somebody I can just rest my head in her lap and just be my peace, bro.
No, but so we'll just see you peacefully existing and say, that look too comfortable. Money even go annoy you a bit, you know. You start like an argument, you know, do something.
Bro.
Just forget just forget attention.
Man, sometimes the relationship could they go sweet. Like a bubble that just now poppy just floating in the atmosphere. And then she just come with one question out of the blue that just make you breathe up.
It is just designed to put you in the hole that you're in.
She didn't scheme up that question a good couple hours. Now she's like, yeah, this one go trap him. This one gonna spark something for the next 3 weeks. He can forget about it and I can bring it back.
Like, what the hell come in here for your head? All the time, everything good. Then you gotta ask him, is it just sex? Is all I have for you?
Yeah, like, when they ask a question like that, like, I feel used. This feel like it's just sex. I'm like, well, hey, where this come from?
You know what I mean?
Bro, they're different, bro. I don't get it. I really don't get it. But, like, yeah. I feel like you, like everyone and Khalid, y'all been through like some serious love, and y'all been out of love. What do you think is very, before I even jump into that, do y'all find y'all women based off of a vibe? Like when, you know, like some people say that they can just tell when this girl is like a good girl for them, like within the first couple months or talking to her, you just know like this is somebody that I definitely I could see something. I want to take it serious to see where it goes. But like when you're feeling the vibe, what a vibe like?
It's peace.
Yeah.
It's peace. It's knowing. It's just a feeling that like I feel comfortable. Number one is the comfort. If the fact that I already feel like I could really just drop all my bags here and everything will be safe. You
Safe,
check.
right.
Safe and
And
secure in
then
that sense. That's
you
number one.
find that you can open up and talk without being
Judge.
neglected or
Yeah,
judged.
yeah. And at the same time, and then when you see that it goes back to, I guess, having, I think that what has to do a lot too with how you had a relationship with your parents and so.
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole there's this motherly love that like just exists.
Mm-hmm.
Like you talking to your mother and you just feel like your mother just wants to hear what you, or she just wants to embrace you type of like just this
Mm-hmm.
warm connection type thing. When a woman
Yeah.
offer you that, bro, as a man, a woman who is not your mother off like loving you in a way that only your mother does love you. That hit different.
But
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, nothing
That
just
hit
feel good.
different.
You come from work and lick a rough day, the boss probably should find you or tell you something out of the
That,
way. And you come home and you just rest your head in your mother lap and she just run your hand, she hand through your hair, your beard.
that just
You
to
know what
make
I
you know,
mean?
yo, you're good now.
You know what I
Everything
mean?
boss. That's a feeling that don't make logical sense. Like I
Mm.
can't put it on paper to tell you what I feel like. But all I can say is that is it.
Yeah,
Or what
yeah.
about like
That
when
is
she
it.
in social settings and so, like the energy she
Social
give her?
settings. Social settings. I don't care for as much because I mean, obviously, it would be a determining factor because obviously, if you going out and you could be for everybody you come in contact with, then that's a red flag. I don't want to be nowhere out with you, which means I'm limited to where I can be with you, and that's going to be problematic. If I can't go anywhere and do anything with you at any time, then I'm not comfortable. It's like
Okay.
so that all plays into being comfortable with you because like you already come with certain perks. Like you already meet the not expectation. You don't match the vibe. It's like
Okay. So let's see. Let's say you're walking on the road, right? And you see a group of girls, and they just happen to be everywhere that y'all pull up, they pull up. And you're just like, wow, I feel like I want to go talk to these girls. Based on the energy, right? Because there's definitely a girl that's like the center of the attention, somebody who's like calling the shots, somebody who's just like quiet and just existing with them. There's a plethora of different type of girls, right? Extroverts, introverts, some that are both. When you're looking at them, how do you know which one you want to approach? Not just when you exclude, because like looks is definitely a main factor in this. So anybody who said like, I was looking at her personality from across the street, shut up. We looking at looks, right? But
um
there's still vibe to play. What
mhm.
kind of vibe is going to attract you to that person?
I
Like what?
think
Mm-hmm.
it's definitely looks off the bat though,
Mm-hmm.
because like men were visual creatures,
Mm-hmm.
right? But the
Everybody is.
because no, but like because no, we really go off of what we see for sure, for sure, for sure. As what will determine my interest or not. You check
Mm.
because a woman would more so grow to like somebody.
Mm-hmm.
A man will like you off the bat.
Mm.
You check or think he or believe he like you off the bat.
But me just tell girl me love them right away.
You check. That's why. What is it?
Khalid, you tell guy you love them right off the bat.
You know what I mean? You hear me? And then they ask, how you can love me and you don't even know me yet? I say, well,
No.
let's
We
get to
don't
know each
see
other
all
now.
we need to see.
He said,
It's like, but I believe the whole you can see the personality from across the street because you can see how her demeanor is. You can see how she is with her friends. You can see she's the funny one. She's the more reserved one. She's the quirky
see?
one. She's the there's little things that like cues that make you say okay because I know where I
I
stand.
like,
I'm not the loud mouth. I'm not the hothead in my group. I wouldn't say I'm the comedian. I say yeah, I have lines, whatever. But I
think
know where
fucking
I stand.
funny. He's not a comedian.
I like I said, I'm not the clown. I don't want to say I'm the clown because a clown comes with like
Yeah, I get
he's
you.
the head. I'm not no headline, still like a background dancer. But as far as I see it, it's like I could see things like that from across the room, still
You
with you
see?
and your friend. And that's the type of stuff that would attract me as well. Because it's like, okay, I see her vibe. Because I can literally see your vibe. It's like,
Okay, so
even
that's
if
what I
you're not,
kind of wanted to hear.
yeah.
Because like a lot of people were going out right and paying attention to the women and so around them, and so women would catch them off the bat, just like giving them a glance and just like, look at that creep, watching us like this, right? But you're not like you're watching, you're paying attention.
Tension, right? Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Darling, 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 please stop.